Concerned taxpayers asked us to investigate whether this worker was really doing his job. So we've kept a close eye on him since early November. Before I show you what we found, I do want to point out this man has the same name as one of our anchors here at Channel 7, but they are not related in any way. Improving Detroit, one sign at a time. That's what it says outside the city's traffic sign shop on Detroit's west side. But the only thing sign shop employee Curtis Jackson Jr. seems to be improving is his downtime. Most days, the 57-year-old leaves his house in his personal vehicle around 6:45 a.m. But often, within hours, he's back, pulling his city truck into his driveway and lingering at home, sometimes for hours. Jackson is a traffic sign investigator who earns nearly $35,000 a year. That means he should be actively on patrol, looking for damaged signs and writing up work orders. And he's supposed to be almost 20 miles away. Jackson is assigned to cover these East Side neighborhoods. We want to talk to you about your work hours. Is there a reason you've been coming home from work so long during the day?
I don't come home.
But he definitely does. On this day in November, concerned taxpayers told us Jackson was back home at 9 a.m. Our cameras were rolling more than 3.5 hours later when he drives his truck away. The next day, Jackson arrives at his house at 11:45 a.m. and stays there till 1:46 p.m. The day after that, he was home for an hour. On November 8th, Jackson drove home in a different city car. Our sources tell us he arrived around 9 a.m. and stayed home 4.5 hours. Later that month, Jackson stopped at home in his yellow city truck to use his leaf blower in the yard. In December, we obtained video that shows Jackson shoveling salt out of the back of the taxpayer-owned truck and into a bucket. Watch as he scoops up the salt 14 different times. On December 15th, our cameras were rolling once again as Jackson arrived home at 12:10 p.m. and stayed until nearly 2 o'clock. When we asked Jackson why he spent so much time at home, at first he denied it all. Is there a reason you've been coming home from work so long during the day?
I don't come home.
You don't come home from your work?
No.
So how does he explain all of this? We've got video of you in your city truck sitting here for a couple hours.
Well, can I talk to my lawyer before I talk to you? Because I don't understand this. You got videotaping me in my work truck, coming home from work.
Yes, and pulling the truck up, and then you go inside for a couple hours, and then going back to work. So
Okay.
What are you doing here during the day instead of being at work?
I be at work.
Jackson told me off camera that he has a medical condition that requires him to eat a healthy lunch, so that's why he comes home. But the 7 investigators have learned his job only allows for a 30-minute lunch break, and he never told the city before now about the medical condition.
We expect for all of our workers to be on the job doing their work the entire 8 hours for which they're receiving compensation.
Detroit Department of Public Works Director Ron Brundage is Curtis Jackson's boss. Brundage says as soon as we told them what we'd uncovered, they did their own investigation and suspended Jackson without pay.
That doesn't represent the employees in our sign shop, the employees in the Department of Public Works, or the employees of the city. We take this very seriously. We realize that we're here to provide services for our citizens.
The DPW director says Mr. Jackson will be suspended for 30 days without pay, and he could face further discipline once their investigation is complete.
Wow, that was pretty cut and dry. So did he have any other explanation other than coming home for a healthy lunch as to why he's doing this and spending so much time at home?
After he initially said he came home for lunch because of health issues, he then told me the reason he leaves his work area is because he is so efficient that he gets all of his work orders entered very quickly. City officials say it doesn't matter whether their sign inspectors write 10 work orders or 100. They are expected to be on patrol, actively seeking out other problem areas well beyond the needed broken sign work orders.
So efficient. That's good. That's good.